There you go, folks. The MCU'S Edge Report, Monday, 3/18/24. Getting after it. Andre's a pop culture guy. Jeff S, aka True Knowledge. All right, so we are starting off with the review of episode 4 of The Ones Who Live. So, Andres, I'm going to go ahead and just read the synopsis for the episode real quick and whatnot, everything, and then I'll go around and we'll do initial thoughts on the episode. But we welcome all of you to the Bleeding Edge. Andres, it's good to see you again, brother.
Yeah, it's been a while since last Wednesday.
Yeah, good episode. So what we is the title.
Yeah.
After jumping from the helicopter, Rick and Michonne fall into a river outside of Greenwood, a community of innovators formed after the apocalypse began, and which still has power and modern amenities. However, Greenwood fell at some point, likely to starvation, leaving it overrun with walkers. Michonne then proceeds to try and convince Rick to go back home with her, revealing they have a son together named Rick Jr. Rick still refuses to go back, telling her Jadis will kill everyone if they escape. They find out the helicopter they were in crashed in the storm, giving them the perfect opportunity to escape the CRM. We'll believe Rick and Michonne will be dead, but Rick still says he won't go home, with her intending to complete Okafor's mission to reform the CRM into something better. Michonne then decides to leave Rick behind, with Rick going after her shortly after. A CRM helicopter bombs the wreckage to destroy any evidence of the CRM's existence, trapping Rick and Michonne in a collapsing building full of walkers. Rick and Michonne slowly reconnect and have sex with each other. After this, Michonne gets through to Rick, resulting in him admitting that he can't see Carl's face anymore due to his traumas, and when he's terrified to be with Michonne again, as Rick wouldn't survive losing her again. After Michonne gives Rick an iPhone engraved with Carl's portrait, she convinces Rick to go home with her. Rick and Michonne escape as Greenwood collapses and take one of the community's hybrid vehicles, which has enough ethanol to get them home to Alexandria. So, Andres, first thoughts on episode 4, The Ones Who Live.
Fantastic. One of the best episodes of this season. We'll get into it. Sorry, folks. Long day of talking. But anyway, I'm able to talk about The Walking Dead. The Ones Who Lives. This episode 4, what we is really a fantastic episode. I mean, gave us the character development we deserved for both these characters. Get us to the point where Rick, stop it, go with Michonne, buddy. Staying with the CRM is not worth it. So go, and that's what happened, which was great. Plus, it's one of the best bottle episodes / filler episodes we have gotten.
Good point.
Because, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, sometimes when we get a bottle episode or a filler episode, it can be a hit or a miss. But this one was a huge hit. I mean, first off, you got 2 great actors, Andrew Lincoln and Danielle Guerrilla, who are amazing with the character.
Who wrote the episode? She wrote the whole episode, too.
Yes. Yep. And which was great, because I think I did a really good job of showing a lot of size of Michonne, being strong, vulnerable, and just truly great characters that loves Rick. And same thing with Rick as well. You see the vulnerable side of Rick and his strengths and his weakness as well. So overall, I really loved this episode. It was amazing. I'm very excited about these next 2 episodes. Hopefully they'd stick the landing, but so far I'm happy right now.
Okay, well, I'll tell you that I think it's really cool that Danny Guerrero wrote the episode. It's a really well-written episode. If anything, this might be the series that makes me want to go back and start rewatching The Walking Dead again. Yeah. Is this going to be this series that does it, right? Just because of, I think, Rick and Michonne. They drag you back into the show kind of a little bit and whatnot. They really do, more heavily than Daryl Dixon does, or Dead City, right? Which we're going to talk about later. To wrap up, we're going to discuss the fact that we're going to get Dead City and Daryl Dixon in 2024. So Andres and I are going to be covering the other, before I watched this episode earlier, I saw the trailer, the teaser trailer for Daryl Dixon. They have the little 30-second teaser.
Yeah. Which
It's pretty,
we saw. It's directly from last season.
yeah.
If you guys didn't see that teaser, it was directly from the first season 1 finale, and we saw that teaser. Yeah.
There's a little bit more. There's some new stuff in there too.
Okay.
There's some new stuff in there too. No, I thought it was really cool. I thought it was really cool how it turned out that the helicopter crashed, right? And so that does technically give them the situation where you'd think that they would be like scot-free from the CRM, right? So like watching them go back and forth, along with the fact that like again, they have them killing walkers again a lot in the episode, which I like seeing them do. I think it really connects a lot to the original Walking Dead when you see them killing walkers, right? Even if these walkers are weaker than the ones they used to fight, right? You know, because like they mentioned in the episode, they're skinny now.
Yeah, I mean, those are the ones you call like the starvation walkers, where like they haven't eaten like lately, and like they're very pale or skinny. Yeah, they look good. I really like their design. Again, The Walking Dead, like the zombie designs for all the walkers are amazing throughout these spin-offs that we've been watching, and this one so far has been the great. Yeah, I agree with you, Jeff. It's really good.
If I can find that teaser, Andreas, I'll play it. If I can find it, let me see if I can find it. All right.
Yeah. Let me help you with that as well.
Oh, if you want it, do you know how to do it? Or I tried to tell you how to do it before. It's not hard. All you gotta do is just search it, right? Yeah. Find it on YouTube, and then pull up on a different tab. Pull up Google and pull up YouTube to MP4 converter, and pick a converter, and then you just drop the URL from the trailer in there. You convert it, you download it, and then you pull it up. I can do it, I'll
send you like the link of the teaser, and you do the MP.
Okay, you send it to me. So the episode starts off with, as it reads in the synopsis, as it basically says in the synopsis, them finding this really cool house that still has a Roomba and like still has AC and shit and whatnot, and still has electricity and all this shit and running water, which is rare to find in the Walking Dead universe. That they find shit like that, right? They just find this house, right? And it's a lot of like back and forth for like the first intro, the main intro of the episode, the first 20% of it is just them talking and Michonne trying to get through to him until she walks away from him and he chases her down. And that's when they start encountering the walkers and whatnot. And that's also right when that missile gets shot, right, at the helicopter. And at that point, the building becomes unstable for the whole rest of the episode, right? So that forces them into the walkers. They have no choice but to run away. And it really was reminiscent to The Walking Dead, wasn't it? Watching them running away from walkers and shit and whatnot, and having to lock doors, unlock doors and shit.
And go to another room.
Yeah, we've seen them do it so many times, like sweeping rooms and whatnot and everything, right? And you see them reminding each other to wash their shit while they're throughout the episode.
Yeah, see, that part was my favorite because they've been drifted, and so they're not yet what you say is sync correctly to
sync.
Yeah, and later on in the episode, I was so happy they got synced again. It was great. Yeah, because it's great to see those two. You have your two characters to sync because they do a good job of killing the walkers so efficiently so that they can survive. And it's and Michonne and Rick does that the best. When you watch the original Walking Dead, if you watch the early seasons,
Kara's pretty nasty too.
Oh my god, yeah, Carol. Yeah,
but you're right though. Hand to hand though, Michonne's. I haven't watched The Walking Dead in a long time. Daryl's pretty good though, hand to hand too with the walkers.
Yeah.
Maggie's pretty nice too.
Yeah, Maggie's. Who was it? Glenn. Glenn was also
good. Yeah, Glenn was nice. Yep.
Yeah. Morgan. I mean, Morgan had a really I know you didn't notice this, but the
episode where he learns how to use his stick from that guy.
Yeah.
Is one of the best episodes of The Walking Dead ever.
Yeah, it explains it. But I don't want to talk about that episode, but it was so convenient that the guy gets killed by this random walker came out nowhere, and he gets to fight. It was like, dude, you're the master of stick fight, and like you have. Anyway, I'm sorry. When I saw that episode, I was like, "Oh, this is good." And until that moment when that Walker killed that master,
It was still good.
yeah, it was still good. I mean, I'll take Morgan any day.
Apparently, he's going to show up in like episode 5.
Oh,
Apparently,
yeah.
I swear. That's what some people are saying.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. I know. I know what's going on. Yeah,
They've been rumoring that he might appear in the series, the whole series.
Oh my god.
Remember we talked about it? I brought it up to you already.
Yeah, a long time ago. Yeah, right. Because like, if anyone was coming from the original Walking Dead franchise, to appear here, just like Carol for Daryl, Morgan makes a lot of sense. And yeah, I never thought, because anyone didn't understand what Jeff was talking about. We had our preview for the next 2 episodes for the ones who lives, and there was a shot like very quick of a clothed guy or person walking, and we don't know who is this person. And I think Jeff just reminded me, it's like, oh my god, that could be Morgan. They just found Rick and Michonne, which that would be so cool. If they did that, that's going to make the series one of my personal favorites, because they just brought my boy Morgan back, and he has his stick, and like Michonne has his stick now. She would, like, imagine Morgan training Michonne just like how he was trained, and like that would be awesome. But anyway, I'm getting too excited for this. This is going to be awesome for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, I agreed. I think that makes a lot of sense to see Morgan again in this show, because Rick has gone to like the same journey as like Morgan did. If you think about it, right? Because like Rick has lost a couple of things, like the son, and he like has trained to be a soldier, so sort of similar to Morgan but differently. So like, yeah, it'd be kind of cool to see Morgan in the show. Oh yeah,
Uh-oh. What we got here?
Another
promotion
guy,
of our channel, huh? Oh, okay. We're good, bruh.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, though.
We don't need your service.
We're good.
We prefer organic growth, not
there you go. Organic growth.
instead of artificial one. And we don't know your AI, so I'm sorry, sir. I'm gonna trust you.
Oh man, see, Andre's already shut you down, man.
Exactly.
So, what do you think? I thought you were going to send me that link to that Gerald Dixon thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm multitasking right now, and I'm all over the place. It's Monday, folks. Bear with me. Let me get the teaser. Anyway, let's the Greenhouse Hotel? That's a pretty good hotel. I definitely want to live there.
You talking about the episode?
Yeah.
That place that they built, that these people built or whatever, whatnot, as some kind of like they were like eco people or whatever, whatnot, trying to save the environment and shit. Yeah, it was cool that they had that place there and all that and whatnot. It worked out really well for Rick and Michonne. I don't know much. I mean, honestly, what do you think about the fact that they had sex? Like they always have. It's funny how they always like hook up or whatever, whatnot, in like the most dangerous situations, right? Like the building's like falling down, and so they're having sex.
Yeah,
it was very emotional. Rick was like crying at the end.
Well, I mean, it was kind of funny that the way that Rick got over his. I sent you the teaser trailer. His he broke down his shell was just having, making love to Michonne. Okay, that's fine. That makes sense. I mean, he hasn't been this. I mean, to be fair though, he hasn't been this intimate to a person for a while. Like yeah. I mean, like he's been like trying to survive for the last 8 years. Actually, like we got confirmed that it's been 8 years since that bridge blew.
Yeah, you're right. It's been 8 years. Yeah.
Yeah, as Michonne confirmed that in this episode.
And they did spend a year in that mall too.
Yeah, exactly, and that confirmed a bit better now. Yeah, as the great Deadpool say, this timelines are confusing, but I will stick with that from this episode. Anyway, yeah, 8 years he's been gone, and he hasn't seen his family his his lover, aka Michonne. So it just makes sense that just being very intimate with this person that he cares about, just makes a lot of sense to break down. So I think it was realistic. Um, I mean, I mean, it's MC. I mean, if you haven't seen like Madman or Breaking Bad, it was kind of funny. They have that machine. What do you call that that cleaning machine that rolls
The
around?
Roomba. The
The
Roomba.
Roomba. It was funny that they had the Roomba here, and Breaking Bad had one as well, which was funny. Um, yeah, it makes sense. And I mean, it's Rick. Rick is he's very emotional sometimes. Have you seen his memes? Like the one when he discovered his wife, his first wife in the show that got killed, well, died unfortunately in childbirth in the beginning of season 3, right? And
Yeah.
in the prison. And when Carl, I think, came up and told him about the news, he's crying. He starts crying.
That shit was hardcore, man.
I mean, yeah, but it's also intentionally funny.
Remember, he was haunted by her, like by her spirit over there for a while, like by the or something like that.
Yeah, they did it like the early like.
Wasn't he seeing her? Like, wasn't he having like visions where he was seeing her and shit like that and whatnot?
Oh my god, dude! Season 3 was my first season of starting The Walking Dead. And I just remember the half part when the governor and like Rick and the whole team were at each other. I try to remember it like Rick it had like the ghost dreams.
The governor was an interesting character. That's back when Andrea was still alive.
Oh yeah, but I'm not gonna get to that. But anyway.
I like Andrea.
Yeah. Hey, that's fair. I mean, she's not she's not the worst character, but I just personally for me, she's such a different character from the comic.
Wasn't she banging the governor?
No, she was more. Wait, I think so. It was one episode she did. Yeah, I don't know.
And then Michonne killed his daughter.
Yeah, his daughter, which was great, and then of course she grabbed a glass and like pull his eye out, which was like very hardcore. Speaking of Andra, a lot of people don't know this, but I mean, you probably know this that Andra was the lover for Rick in the comic books instead of Michonne. So it's just crazy that this show you see these two together. And it's like such a not expected,
What do you think about the fact that Danny wrote the episode?
I like it. I think she really shows her talent as a writer. I mean, first off, I mean, she gave really good dialogue and good perspective between Rick and Michonne, where they're in right now in the situation they're in. And especially, battle episode where, that's cool. When you have an episode where you're in one location, it's sometimes hard to be very engaging in this one location or this one place they're at for the whole episode. And I think Danielle did a really good job of just first off, just paying off certain things. Like, okay, Rick knows now that he has a son, Rick Jr., which was great. I was happy about that. And of course, Rick, Michonne trying to convince Rick to get over this whole CRM thing and go with her. Why you're wasting time and being with these people that are just insane and crazy, and dangerous, right? And obviously Rick, talked about the deal he had with that the other villain, Josephine, that's her name. I'm just missing her name up.
Who?
Jadis.
Oh, Jadis.
Yeah. Like he explained the deal that he did with Jadis, a long time ago, and he's a bee and all that. So okay, so I was happy about that, and great, great dialogue and conversation between those two. That was very genuine. You could tell that they love each other, and I think that she and Andrew Lincoln had really great chemistry, and you could tell that they were committed to the material she wrote. So yeah, I think she did a great job of writing it. There was nothing like there was nothing bad to say about this episode. It was so tightly written. The pacing was great. That's something we haven't talked about with the last 3 episodes. I think the pacing has been very good with the show because I mean, you and I have been reviewing a couple of shows, and especially the Disney Plus shows where they have really bad pacing problems. It's very refreshing that this and Derek Dixon have really good pacing for the episodes because let me say like this episodes are like half-hour long, right? Like they're that's good enough to tell a story, and I think that's the one thing that's been successful with the show. Like they have enough time to like give us time to care about the characters and also give us time to like develop the plot points and all that, moving forward to the series. So I think that's the one great thing about this episode, that the pacing has been consistent.
Well, it's if you're going to contrast and compare, I mean, let's be honest. Taking the CRM deal completely out of the episode, a lot, like completely, is the reason why we don't have that much to talk about tonight about this episode, folks. Because once they centralize the episode towards just Rick and Michonne the whole episode, right? There just isn't that much for us to talk about, really. It's all them back and forth, right? So this is going to be a short review. But in contrast, and talk about pacing, I want to talk about casting and pacing. The reason why this is so much better than Dead City is because the secondary characters in the ones who live are really good. They're solid characters, even though they're all getting killed off, right? For the most part, sort of. Like they're solid characters that like they're good for what they're being used for, and that's why Dead City kind of sucked, right? It was because the secondary characters sucked.
Yeah,
and what they did with Maggie in like the last half of the season made no sense.
No, I mean exactly. Like here. Like, look at Rick here. Like, I understand where Rick is coming from. Like, why he wants to stay with CRM more than what Maggie did in Dead City about tricking Negan to join, the Karak and his female friend that he's working with, the actual main villain for Dead City, right? Like, here you understand why Rick wants to still be there, the CRM, because of his promise and like his new like survival instinct of like taking over the system that's very powerful and corrupt, and like he's able to make it better with the other person Pearl over there. So it makes a lot of sense than Maggie tricking Negan and then like she made a deal with the car rack and all that. It's just like it was so overcomplicated for no good reason. It was the worst twist ever.
Yeah.
And
well, hopefully they'll get it back together for season 2.
Yeah, I hope. Our guest last week, Matt, he talked about the city. I mean, when every zombie movies and TV shows like The Walking Dead, it's always important that you use your location so well.
I'm the one that brought that up.
Oh, you're the one that brought
that they didn't use the city of New York the way that Daryl Dixon used France.
Yeah, well,
remember?
You brought up the France part, and then Matt. I think now I remember. Like Matt say he did like what they did with New York, which he did. Yeah,
I didn't agree.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't agree in that part, but it's fine.
No, no, that's fine. That's his opinion. But I didn't think that they did a good job of using New York City in Dead City. I thought that they really didn't take advantage of what the city could have offered. They did the sewers well. That was pretty solid, right?
Yeah.
I dug the sewers part, right? But basically, what we're looking at for Daryl Dixon, which is going to be titled The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon, The Book of Carol. Yeah. It's coming out summer of 2024.
We knew that.
So it looks like Dixon's going to come out before Dead City.
Which that makes sense because I think
Dead City came out before Daryl Dixon.
Yes. Well, remember, Dead City was the first one to come out in 2020.
Then Dixon, yeah. So when you think Dead City would go next after The Ones Who Live in rotation? Would that make sense?
No, not really. I mean,
Normally that's how it would work, because you think about it. Wouldn't you think that Dead City people would add more time to produce the second season and would have gotten started quicker than Daryl Dixon, since their show came out after Dead City?
Yeah, well, yes, but also, actually, I don't know you know this, but I know a lot of people. I know it's already passed because we're in 2024. I know the writer's strike happened, and there's several things that people don't know this, that over Europe they don't.
Oh yeah, things may have affected they may have delayed like shooting or production or something like that. Is what I'm saying. Like something could have happened, but normally it would have made sense for Dead City to be the next show to come out, right? Then Daryl Dixon season 2, right? You know what I'm saying or not? But like, it doesn't matter. It looks like that's the direction it's going.
Yeah. Well, and let's be honest here. I think Daryl Dixon was way popular and was well received.
It was more well received, yes.
Yeah, so it makes, and I mean, look, if you think about realistically, which series people are more excited about to see so fast is Daryl Dixon because of Carol.
Yeah.
So, like, it makes sense that you want to push that forward, and then Dead City is that. And the reason I say that is because, I mean, this series are not interconnected. So I just like, I don't like really.
We don't know that for sure. You know what I'm saying? We don't know that yet, right? A lot of people really want to see Daryl Dixon come back and reconnect with Rick.
That's true.
Would you like to see Carol and Rick together again?
Yes. Look, I want that. I mean, if Margaret comes back, as you're saying before, you know, as we're theorizing,
they're rumoring. Yeah. It's being rumored. I don't know if it's actually going to happen or not.
Oh no!
Why wouldn't he be in the trailer by now or whatever? Or what? I mean, like, I don't know. I think it's just rumors.
Yeah. Well, and I think that person with the cloak could be like Jadis, because remember we didn't see the shot.
It probably is Jadis. Yeah.
Right?
Like why wouldn't they just tell us that Morgan was going to be in there?
That's true. I mean, when did this rumor happen?
It's been rumored. They've been rumoring this since before the show started that Morgan might show up.
Oh yeah. I mean, we did that too with.
It's because of his history with Rick.
Yeah, of course. I know. It makes some sense. Yeah.
For those who don't know, the character goes all the way back to the first season of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, in the pilot.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
People have to understand that Rick meet Morgan in the pilot, and Morgan was I think original character from the show that they created, and then he comes back in season 3, as you know, as I think people
a crazy person.
It's a crazy because he lost his son, which was sad, and then after that was season 5. He comes back in like a post credit scene every episode because he was like searching around finding Rick. That was so cool in season 5, and you people didn't see that. When I was watching, I was like, "Oh my god, Morgan's going to be joining them," which is great. And then, of course, he became part of the show for 2 seasons in the original Walking Dead series.
I can't remember anymore.
Yeah, let me check, but yeah,
I'm going to play that Daryl Dixon. See that scene in the end with her in the car, and you see all the blood on the windshield, and whatnot. That doesn't happen in the finale of Daryl Dixon. That's new.
Okay,
that's new footage.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
It
is. Because I saw that afterwards when they released this trailer.
I'm excited. I'm looking forward to reviewing those episodes. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to see Carol again because
me too.
I mean, who's the top 3 characters? Daryl, Morgan, and then Carol. I mean, Carol is like number 1, I think. Like he's like neck to neck with Daryl. Like,
well, let's not diversify too far away from the Ones Who Live episode 4. Why don't we try to wrap up that episode review if we're going to talk any more about Daryl Dixon or the Dead City stuff or whatever, whatnot? Let's get back on track with that. I don't really have that much else really to say about the episode. I'll do some final thoughts right when I do my ratings. But do you have anything to say about the episode other than just ratings and final thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a very good, small pilot. So
you're giving your final thoughts?
Yeah, I'll definitely give it final thoughts.
All right, give your final thoughts.
yeah, I think there's not much to say about this. I mean, it was just a catch up for Rick and Michonne. Let me say this: it was a good episode for our characters to catch
Like
up.
she said, they needed a break.
Yeah, they need a break. And as Matt from last week said before, like this episode was going to be a filler episode to catch us up with the information that Rick doesn't know and all that, and like same thing with Michonne. So that's what happened with the episode, which was great. But I'm saying that it's not bad. It's actually really great. It's such an engaging drama with zombies, and they delivered that, which was great. The production is so good in this episode. That's another thing I want to bring up. Like that building they were in, that was really impressive, and the the helicopter shooting it was impressive.
Watching it get leveled at the end there and everything collapse and all that.
Yeah, like I mean, really good. I mean, special effects. I mean, they definitely put money on that. That's good. Yeah, I mean, this is gonna like push us forward for the last two episodes from the next 2 weeks, which I'm excited for. It really pumped me. It's just hopefully they stick the landing, which I believe they will, and let's see how it goes. And I really enjoy it. So the rating for me, I'll just give it like a 9.1 out of 10. I think it's really good. But it's a filler episode.
A 9.1? The hell's a 9.1?
Well,
do you mean a 9.5 or a 9.0 or a 9.25?
What do you want me to give it? A 9.0?
9.25? Is that what you mean?
I mean 9.1. I'm deducting it from 9.5.
Oh, you're breaking all the way down to 9.1? Okay, holy shit. Yes. All right. Jesus. All right, well then I'll give it an 8.2.
Okay, I respect that. Oh, wait, say that again. Oh my god, that was a good.
An 8.2.
Okay, I like that. That's it went up from last week. I mean, I remember last week was what, a 7?
Other words, an 8.25. 8.25 stars. Oh, that's not bad. That's 80+%.
Yeah. We should have say a 9 out of Rupa out of 10. Because the machine is in
okay. Yeah. The 8.25 Roombas.
Yes.
On the ones who live. Now, as far as Dixon season 2 goes, I'm really stoked for it. I can't wait. I think it's going to be really dope. I think that it's going to be really cool that we're going to have him in France and Daryl and Carol in the U.S. looking for him, right? Searching and killing people and shit and whatnot. Doing what she does best, right? I think it's going to be really fresh. It's going to be really refreshing for this. I mean, I feel bad for Dead City, right? Like Daryl's season was already better on his own than that. Now they got Carol.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Dead City's fucked.
Yeah,
now Daryl, this is gonna go first before them. Oh man,
I know it's. I mean, let's be fair. I mean, Dead City had potential, and it just squandered.
It still does.
I mean, they do. It's good.
They need to lose that Pearl character. He needs to go. That Pearly character, whoever whatnot, that the bounty hunter guy, he needs to go.
Yeah.
If we're gonna have the Croat still in there, we don't need much of him. Let's focus on this new villain. No more Croat.
Yeah. It's tough. I think this is one thing that
apparently Maggie's son is going to have like more screen time in this season.
Oh really? Okay.
Herschel Jr.
Yeah, Herschel Jr. Okay, I didn't really like the kid. I get to be honest. I mean, I don't know.
I didn't either, really.
Yeah, I mean, is there any word about Jenny? Like, is she gonna get a big?
I don't know. I fucking hope not. I can't stand Jenny.
Yeah,
Jenny. Is it Jenny or Ginny?
Jenny. I don't care.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, exactly.
She sucks anyway.
Yeah, exactly. She's a person who was supposed to be mute, but then some reason she was not mute, and it's like, what are you doing? It's like, come on. I understand. Look. I
don't understand anybody who liked her character at all.
No, and like, was she from the original Walking Dead show? Like, that's the thing. It's like
No, she wasn't. There was no Jenny that I remember.
Okay. Yeah. I just think this was just way too much.
Whoever you come up with Jenny, you suck.
Yeah, exactly. Or whoever thought about the baggy twist was really good idea.
What's his name? And Daryl Dixon was 10 times better than Jenny.
Oh, Fernand or whatever his.
Yeah, Laurent.
Yeah, Laurent. Yeah,
He was much better. He was much better than Jenny.
Yeah, well, and you feel sorry for the kid. Like, he had a great, like, look, he was with Isabel, who was a great character. He had great chemistry with Daryl, and like, I mean,
He chemistry with Daryl.
yeah, and and like Daryl understood with the kid, and and he was in the position, like, remember, they're doing the religion aspect of Daryl Disco. They're
Sort of, kind of, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, but like they're really empty up like that whole like homicide thing with the kid, and it makes a lot of sense because we never did that in The Walking Dead, so that was refreshing what they did. Here it's just let me say this, and I hope you agree with this, Jeff. One of the things that was great about Daryl and then this show, The Ones Who Lives, they are doing a great job of extending the Walking Dead franchise, adding new things that is
Well,
really,
yeah.
but like in very clear, you know what I mean? Like they're very like they're giving us the information clear and like straight, like focus, like the
Okay.
plot, like in Daryl.
Yeah, the path of the show, that it has a direction. Yes.
Yeah.
Whereas Dead City didn't do a good job with that. It got muddled. The story got muddled.
Exactly. And that was the issue with Dead City. And
that's why I said it stalled. The second half of the series really stalled.
Yeah, it did. What was it? When we got it to, what was it?
It was like episode 5, then into the finale was just really rough.
For me, it was episode 4. Like there's where I think it started to kind of fall apart, really.
Okay. Yeah, episode 5 was the one where Maggie fought the sewer monster, right? It was episode 4.
Yeah, I think it's episode 5. I can't remember.
That was an awesome scene.
Yeah, for a short time.
We watched that. I remember we watched it on the review. Remember?
Yes.
I used to have that clip. I used to play it.
Yeah. I mean, look, let's be honest here. The Daryl versus the super enhanced walkers were so much better than the sewer thing. Let's be honest.
It was, yeah, it was.
Like, you have more time to see that than the sewer monster thing, which it was just briefly. It was like I was so disappointed in that. And then, like you brought up before, Jeff, the secondary characters. Daryl and The Ones Who Lives have really great secondary characters. That show did.
Oh yeah, they did. Yeah.
It just.
You ready to move on and talk some Marvel?
You ready? I'm ready.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's get into this first article we got, folks. Now we're going to switch gears. We're done with those who were only here for The Ones Who Live. We're done with it. We're moving on, and we're focusing over to our first MCU article from Forbes magazine. Thank you, Forbes. I'm going to go ahead and switch it over right now and screen share it so I can pull it up and we can look at it together.
Yeah, I had a chance to read that, the Forbes. Very interesting, and I mean, so far, I think all of it is very much legit. I mean, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think it makes sense.
Dodger. Oh, yeah.
Come on, Dodger. So Disney has previously been thought to be scaling back the MCU, which has recently become overloaded with underperforming films in theaters and vastly expensive shows on Disney+. Now we may be hearing that we would look like in practice. Insider Daniel Rickman is reporting that Eternals 2 is no longer in development, and other potential projects like the third Captain Marvel movie and a fourth Ant-Man will not be pursued. Mm-hmm. And so it lists the numbers for the Eternals: 47% Rotten Tomatoes, 402 million worldwide box office. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, 46% Rotten Tomatoes, 476 million worldwide, and the Marvel 62% Rotten Tomatoes, which I agree with. 206 million worldwide. So that's pretty much the gist of the article. I don't need to read all the rest of this, whatever, whatnot. But so Andres, what do you think? I thought Ant-Man 3 was terrible.
Yeah.
Your thoughts?
Okay, so the Marvels was okay.
Ant-Man 3. I'm saying my thought
Yeah,
Ant-Man 3 was terrible. What do you think about
yeah.
Ant-Man 3? So
I
we'll start with that one.
Okay, you want to do it in order. Okay, so
Yeah, I think Ant-Man 3 was terrible. It makes sense that they wouldn't make another Ant-Man movie, right?
Yeah.
Do you agree or disagree?
Yeah, I for different reasons. Like, okay, first off, I really don't care about the Ant-Man franchise. I will say I think I enjoy Ant-Man 3 more, but it's not my favorite of the trilogy. Like, I still like the first one. But I'm not like
I like Ant-Man and the Wasp.
okay.
I do. I like that one the best.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. My other host likes that too, and that makes a lot of sense. I mean, because the Wasp gets more to do. I just enjoyed the Ant-Man first film because it's a solid, good origin film. I really enjoyed the heist aspect, and Luis is great in the first film.
Yeah.
But I mean, personally, I'm not like fussed about the fourth Ant-Man movie. If they I mean, the only thing
I never even knew they were going to make another Ant-Man movie. I didn't even know it was even on the table. I thought they only did 3 movies for these characters for the most part. Why would they give? I can see giving Sam Wilson Captain America another movie, right? Mm-hmm. This is his first one, but not Ant-Man.
Well,
but hopefully we'll see him and the Wasp in Avengers 5 and 6.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, first off, you only do a fourth Ant-Man movie if you're gonna do Ultron. Like if you're gonna actually do Ultron in an Ant-Man film, like that's the only thing. If you're gonna do that for me, it's like okay, like I mean, because it was sad that this the MCU didn't do the Hank Pym creating Ultron, and I always thought if you're always gonna make a third or maybe another movie of it,
but that wouldn't make any sense because when Hank Pym made Ultron in the comics, he was younger Hank Pym. He wasn't like old man Hank Pym.
Yeah, but you can say that, like how to say, Hank is trying to maybe change Ultron in his time, right? To maybe help out the blip in the MCU universe, and then he does the same mistake as Tony did in Age of Ultron.
I guess I don't know.
I mean, look, that's the thing. It's the thing for me is you need to take risks.
You don't have to make Ant-Man 4 to do Ultron.
That's true. I mean, I mean, they're not doing nothing with Ultron. It's like if you're gonna make an Ant-Man movie, or
you don't know that we can still see Ultron.
That's true, but I mean, I don't know.
You never know.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I was surprised that we got Red Skull. We got Zemo back in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And who else came back? The Abomination. I was very happy that he came back after.
There you go. See, so yeah, you never know.
And the Lear.
They can bring Ultron back.
Yeah. I just wonder how you fit him now.
In Secret Wars or something like that.
Oh, that's true. Like they could actually bring the Ultron from What If, right? If we see multiple versions of
No. That's Ultimate Ultron. Like that's not going to happen in the regular MCU.
I'll bet money they will do that.
No,
because I mean, come on, Doctor Strange 2. They brought in, I mean, not a version, but like a Captain Carter.
They're not going to do that. They're not going to have Ultimate Ultron in Secret Wars. I'm just saying you could see Ultron then. Ultron that we know already. Ultron. Maybe stronger, maybe, you know what I'm saying, or something like that, or more powerful, but like still Ultron that we already know.
I don't know. If they make him more comic book accurate Ultron, then I'll take that. But I don't know.
What about now you wanted to talk about the Marvels? I thought the Marvels was pretty good. Yeah. You did too, but I don't see why they should make another Captain Marvel film. Do you? I don't think they should make one.
Well, okay.
But bring back Captain Marvel though for the Avengers films.
Yeah, like that makes sense. I don't know. See, this one I am a little conflicted because the thing is, the Marvels wasn't really a Captain Marvel movie. It was a team.
No, It was.
Oh, you think it's a Captain Marvel movie? Okay.
No, I said you're right. I agree with you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just wanted to double check. I didn't hear you.
No, you're right. It wasn't a Captain Marvel movie.
Yeah, and like I feel like she needs a proper like solo film because I just don't think
Why she deserves it.
Well, no, I mean I don't think she deserves it, but I think we treated I think Brie Larson unfairly, and I think she
But the film tanked.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's be honest.
It just costs too much to make these movies, and then to have them not do that badly in the box office. You can't have that.
I know, but sometimes if you can be cost effective and you can still make money, like you can still do that. It's just like I think you just need a better story for Captain Marvel, better villain, have like.
Well, it looks like they're going to cancel the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that. I'm not harking about it. I just think that it's weird that you don't like. You're not going to complete a trilogy for Captain Marvel. I mean, it's
why? Not like, it's quality over quantity, baby. Like that. It's the whole point. They're trimming the fat.
Yeah, that's true. And I don't know how you can fit Captain Marvel 3 for the multiverse saga. I cannot see that.
I don't see it either. There's no connection. Then the Eternals sucked. The only reason it even made the money it made was off Endgame.
Yes. Well, I mean, also international numbers or whatever you want to put.
Yeah, but just international, worldwide box office, yes, because Eternals sucked. My date for the movie fell asleep in the theater during the movie. That's how bad it was. She fell asleep for like a half hour.
Yeah, you told me that. That is so funny story.
So what do you think, Andres? So I never thought I knew they were never going to make another Eternals movie.
No, see. Okay,
but I still think they should bring back a couple of the Eternals to be the Avengers.
Yeah, I agree with that part. So my thing is with the Eternals, it was always obvious they were not going to get a sequel.
I've got to watch that again. I haven't watched it since I saw it in the theater.
Same here. I didn't see it really after the theater. It has great moments, but it's just a very just mushy film with so many things going on, and it just
all over the place.
Yeah, it's just all over the place, and there's too many characters that they had to build, and it's like they didn't fully develop those characters. Oh, Bruce Chill, welcome, buddy.
Hey, Raymond, what's up, brother?
Welcome. Yeah, I agree. I think just take the internal characters that we like, and just leave some of them out for the franchise, because I just don't think you don't need some of the other characters. Like I want to see Druid, Macaw, Angel Jolie's character, the Thea. That's what her character name, Thea, and Star Fox, the Harry Styles character. That's it. Like I don't need the other internal characters.
Okay, so that's all you need, huh?
Yeah, I mean we don't need too many. Like, come on, the Guardians. I mean, no. To be fair, the Guardians they grow, but I care about all of them from each installment. So, and we also need to talk about the Disney Plus shows, because I heard some things.
We're going to move on to the next articles on Ironheart.
Yeah. Well, that and Armor Wars. So
we're talking about Marvel, Raymond.
Yeah,
Armor Wars isn't in the article. Ironheart is.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm fine. I heard other sources. It
looks like they're going to kill off. They're going to kill Armor Wars too. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you lead this piece. I will lead my piece with Armor Wars, and then I think we can go from there. Anyway, go ahead.
Whatever you say, sir. Whatever you say.
Okay.
So it looks like in this article, it basically says that Marvel fans are wondering what's going on with upcoming Marvel series Ironheart. But both Disney Plus and star Dominique Thorne may have already given us the answer. A screenshot of the Disney Plus webpage that lists its complete catalog of Marvel TV shows was posted to the Reddit Marvel Studios Reddit, with Ironheart sitting next to fellow upcoming shows Agatha, Daredevil, Born Again, and Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. The official logline on the Disney Plus page reads, Ironheart stars Dominique Thorne as Riri Williams, a genius inventor who creates the most advanced suit of armor since Iron Man. The character made her first appearance in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Though the addition of Ironheart to the site might not be entirely news, fans have just now noticed and are speculating its release date. Disney has seemingly confirmed that the Agatha show, Ironheart, and Spider-Man show will indeed be airing. Wrote one, while another added, if I remember correctly, it was said Ironheart had to release before Thunderbolts, which is currently in production, apparently. However, there are actually signs it might not be that far off. So it says that Thorne says that filming has concluded, and it looks like basically in this article, they're basically stating and saying that we are going to get Ironheart, it looks like.
Okay.
So what do you think about that, Andre? Should we be getting Ironheart? Does anybody even give a fuck about Ironheart? I don't.
I mean, I'm like surprised out of that's gonna survive. But then, I mean,
They already shot the whole season.
yeah, they shot the whole season, and I mean, if you want to be like,
It says in the article they might have reshoots.
yeah, reshoots, which is normal with Marvel Studios, folks. I mean, that's normal. So yeah, I can see why, because here's the thing: if they are gonna introduce Mephisto, then it makes sense they want to keep the show, on. If they're gonna introduce Mephisto, so that makes sense. Number two, she is coming from. Look, I don't care about Europeans. I'm Wakanda forever, but let's be realistic here. It did make money compared to the.
Oh yeah, it did.
To the other films that we discussed, me and Jeff. Marvel's, the Eternals, Ant-Man 3. It crossed $800 million, and so it is a box office set. So it makes sense to keep this because it's coming from that. Okay. And then just in general, I think it's perfect because I think you could have a grounded show at least. Like I think there's potential here if they did it right. So
they said before that Mephisto was going to be in the series.
Yeah, so I think it makes sense. So I think it makes sense they want to keep it around.
Oh yeah, especially since they already shot it. Why not release it?
Yeah. I think they're just waiting for it to like release in the right time.
They are. There's just they want to see. They want it to come out in a specific time period, like before the Thunderbolts comes out. They want it to line up.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you look at how Captain America and Thunderbolts are, it makes sense why they're releasing that there, because you don't know if Captain America is going to lead us to Thunderbolts, and like
so, what's going on now? You have another article. And you want to talk about Armor Wars now?
It's just a rumor, but I want to bring it up because I think that one is like dead in the air. Like,
oh yeah, I think so too. I don't think they're not going to make Armor Wars.
Yeah, like let's be honest. The last time we got the update of it being switched to a movie was like I think 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah, and it's been very quiet.
I know, and Feige released that the film was going to be, or that it was going to be a TV series in 2021. And we still haven't even gotten a script or anything for the movie or nothing.
Yeah,
it's still looking rough for Blade, man. Shit with Blades is still looking rough.
At this point, I don't think it's going to be canceled. I don't.
They're still firing actors and everything and whatnot and all this other shit.
Yeah. I just saw today, actually, like let me pull it up because I saw an article from Screenland about an actor that was there before.
I watched the video.
Yeah, one of the actors in Blade, he was gone because of the multiple rewrites, his character got shrank like down.
Yeah,
so just like he's no longer in this latest script, which is crazy. And I don't know. I'm a little worried about Blade because I
am too.
Yeah, and what's the other movie? I'm trying to remember. There was another movie that like another Disney Plus, Wonder Man.
They're still doing it. They're still doing Wonder Man.
So you think it's gonna happen?
From what I understand, they're still doing it.
Okay.
From what I understand, that one's safe. Okay, Vision Quest is probably done too.
That one I do believe that's not gonna happen. Yeah, so like if people don't understand, last 2 weeks ago or 3, right? Bob Iger made a comment that he's gonna cancel several projects that Disney has developed, like
that they've already decided to cancel several.
Yeah, right, and and
So there's just been a lot of speculation and whatnot, and everything, and so like some of your normal sources from Twitter and things like that and whatnot have been mentioning the different shows that could be on the chopping block and the different movies that could be on the chopping block right now. And so that's what we're discussing, is basically what's going to be canceled.
Yeah, and so and several, as we're discussing, me and Jeff, there's several that we can agree on that are definitely cancel. I definitely agree that Vision Quest is not going to happen.
I think we're good, man. I think we should call it here. We're almost at an hour. I think we should have an early show and whatnot. I think we should plug out and get out of here.
All right, we can do it.
You're a working man. You're a working man, brother, right? And we covered all our stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
So we might as well plug and bounce.
Yeah. By the way, I don't know if you experienced this.
What's that?
I forgot that yesterday was St. Patrick's Day. You can't even believe that. It was crazy.
There were some people that reached out to me and wished me a happy St. Patrick's Day.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is funny. It's a good holiday. I like St. Patrick's Day. I love green. That's my favorite color. Anyway, this is Andreas Pop Culture Guy. This is the channel, the Pop Culture Guy channel presents. Thank you so much, everyone, for supporting me. I'm up to 907 subscribers, which is great. So recently, I put out a new comic race series because this week is the X-Men 97 gonna premiere. And so,
I know, that's right.
So I'm putting a little bit of X-Men.
Our first review is next Monday.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Oh my God. So I put an X-Men 92 comic read series. Check that out. It's going to be a 5-part series for the next couple of weeks. I did a Scarlet Witch 60th anniversary tribute. Check that out. Tonight I'm going to do a birthday tribute to one of our horror icon slashers, Chucky himself, Brad Dourif. His birthday is today, so I'm working on it now. So that's going to release in a couple minutes. And next Sunday, me and Jeff are going to come back to do a Ghostbusters live stream review to honor the new Ghostbusters film, Frozen Empire, this Friday. And plus, it's the 40th anniversary of the first original film of 1984. So, great time to be a Ghostbuster fan. So, thank you so much, everyone. Please support me and Cyber to hit the mark in 2024. I hope you guys enjoyed this latest Monday report of The Walking Dead, The Ones Who Lives review, and pretty much all the geeky news that we had to discuss. So, Jeff, go ahead, plug in.
That's it, folks. For the MCU'S Bleeding Edge report, we are out. Peace.
'Cause I'm about that.